Hello and welcome to 3 Minute Gaming. I'm Nathan, and I'm going to take up this game with your time and bandwidth. Today's game is Yacht Mechanics Simulator. Now, Car Mechanics Simulator is secretly an amazing game, one that can legit teach you how to diagnose and fix car problems, so I was excited to see one based around yachts. Because if there's any skill I need in my life, it's knowing how to fix a yacht. Yacht Mechanics Simulator is currently available on PC. It is not an early access release, it is a full release, and it costs $15. And it took me about 10 hours, a little less than that, to max out my bank, which at that point I considered I'd completed the game. So what exactly is Yacht Mechanics Simulator? Well, it's one of the many simulation games that show up on Steam, this one following the success of aforementioned Car Mechanics Simulator. You are running a repair shop for rich people's overpriced boats, and you've got to get in there and make sure they're running, the upholstery isn't shredded, and they actually have life vests. So many boats without life vests. The gameplay loop is very simple. You sign up for a job that involves fixing the boat, and then switch to what I can best describe as ghost mode, as you float around the ship in zero gravity as if you were in that hard space shipbreaker game. Pressing V will highlight various areas that you'll need to deal with the three main categories being dirt, missing components, and objects that need replacing. Once you identify those objects, you'll have to select the correct tool to remove them, be it wrench, Allen wrench, or screwdriver, and do a simple minigame to proceed. After that, you just swap it in with the new stuff and reattach it, where you can either buy new stuff or repurpose old stuff that you've repaired from other boats. There's no diagnosis here or anything like that, just stick the stuff in there. For dirt, you'll either use a broom or a power washer, which is my favorite, to get the grime off said boat, and once you've replaced the missing parts and cleaned it up, you can either test drive the boat, which gives more money, or just ship it off. Test driving consists of driving the boat through a series of rings until you reach the end, which I'll be honest takes forever and it's not worth the money. Boats also kind of feel the same when they drive, so the test drive feels more like a hurdle rather than a victory lap. When you have enough cash, you can pay the bank to level up, because that's how banking works, unlocking bigger boats and more complex jobs. You can also repair the various stuff you found through a memory mini game, which more on that later. Needless to say, you can do that or just sell the broken stuff. And that is basically the entire game. Get boat, replace part on boat, test drive boat, get paid. Forever. So what do I like about Yacht Mechanics Simulator? Well, it lends itself to that zen state you get from these kinds of games where you're presented with something that's busted up and crappy, and you get the satisfaction of fixing it and looking over your creation when you are done. Additionally, there's a large variety of boats to mess around with once you've upgraded and level enough, leading to some interesting repairs, and the boats feel fairly authentic. And lastly, the devs are very active with this game, making improvements and trying to get the game to a state they are more satisfied with, which is good to see that they didn't just abandon it, which you'll see why now that we enter the bad. The gameplay loop is more replace things simulator rather than mechanic simulator, where you essentially are just swapping things out and that's it. No diagnosis, no learning, or whatever. It's very basic and never changes. Additionally, the minigame to replace broken parts is an absolute mistake, being some weird memory game that doesn't fit with the game at all. I do not know why this is how you repair stuff in this game. And lastly, all in all, I found the controls and basic interactions on either keyboard or mouse to be extremely clunky, from how you select tools to remove parts, to the minigames to clean those, to the flying around the yachts, and so on. The whole thing feels just unfinished. As you know, 8 games here on a 3-point scale, must play, maybe consider, don't bother. You don't need to bother with Yacht Mechanics Simulator in its current state. It feels incomplete, especially when compared to its car counterparts. While the basic loop of removing and replacing stuff is serviceable and zen, every aspect of this game feels like it's trying to get in the way of that solid experience. Paired with its weird control choices and the gameplay never evolving, Yacht Mechanics Simulator is frankly really boring and currently not worth your time. Here's hoping the devs are true to their word and fix this game. That is all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. If you heard of Yacht Mechanics Simulator, if you played it, let me know in the comments. If not, I suggest avoiding it.